Well, we've heard that there are no easy answers to the topic of tackling illegal immigration, but this House has to find the will within ourselves collectively to succeed. Since July, 24,586 people have crossed the Channel compared to 19,300 in the same period the year before, and this represents a 28% increase since the election. Clearly, this rise shows that the government needs to go further with legislation to strengthen the nation's response to illegal immigration. And I cannot understand why, Madam Deputy Speaker, the government is seeking through this bill to abandon using X-ray assessment of asylum seekers to validate their age and prevent a surge in false applicants. All other major countries on the continent, including France and Germany, make use of medical tests to determine the age of applicants. This is a significant factor in increasing the pull factors, whilst the bill also creates a path to citizenship for illegal migrants, which provides a direct new incentive for people to come here illegally. Madam Deputy Speaker, the truth is that those travelling via illegal routes and seeking to claim asylum in the UK are, in many cases, travelling through numerous safe countries throughout Europe before they arrive here. We've heard from other members that this is global, and I implore the Home Secretary and ministers across government to raise this issue at every single meeting with foreign governments. But there's also a stark reality that 87% of those arriving via illegal small boats are young men in their 20s, which begs the question, where are their wives, their partners, or their children? Surely they didn't flee a devastating situation of persecution and desperation to leave their loved ones behind to suffer. Not at the moment. Furthermore, many of them are paying thousands of pounds to smuggling gangs before they make the journey. These false cases do huge damage to public trust in the asylum system, as well as the case of genuine asylum seekers. Over the last 2 decades, our economy has become addicted to mass migration, and we've been sold the idea that our economic prosperity is hinged upon the notion that mass migration will deliver prosperity. We were wrong on mass migration. This has instead placed undue pressure on public services and housing in particular. Many migrants do perform valuable roles, particularly in public services such as the NHS or the care sector. But it is critical that the government focuses for the long term on rebalancing our economy that will once again make all manner of roles attractive for UK citizens as well and reduce our dependency on long-term migrant labour. Mass migration, especially from those who skipped the queue and arrived illegally, doesn't just impact us economically, but affects the social identity of our communities. The identity of many cities, towns and villages across the UK is changing. Part of it down to us as shopping habits go online. But also, as reported in the Times today, there has been an increase in illegal workers in retail roles across the country as cash-only vape shops, tanning salons, convenience stores, barbers and car washes start to litter our communities with no social benefit to enrich our towns and villages. Not only are these widely considered to be a front for money laundering, but they are linked to illegal immigration and people smuggling. And they're a dangerous lure for young people who risk being drawn into county line style linked criminality. We owe it to the future of our country to ensure that we have a controlled, measured approach to mass migration and that we respond with every legal, social and economic lever that we have to protect against the unmitigated erosion of our identity and to ensure that those who are granted the privilege of leave to remain in the UK are both net contributors, that is, that they pay more in taxes than they cost the UK taxpayer, and that the customs, traditions and culture of our country are respected. We must make the distinction between those travelling illegally and asylum seekers travelling to the UK via unrecognised routes of asylum. For example, those who have travelled to the UK from Ukraine when Putin's illegal invasion commenced 3 years ago. But it is a falsehood to believe that the UK can become home to millions of people without any qualifying criteria. My constituents are not anti-immigration, but they want to see a system, Madam Deputy Speaker, based upon control and fairness to the UK taxpayer. I implore the government to rethink this bill, focus on reducing the pull factors, to deter illegal migration and invest savings into our communities.